regional integration is not just about policies, it is about people. It is about the entrepreneur in Accra and Abidjan, the student in Lagos and Dakar, the journalist in Lome and Freetown, and the peacekeeper in Banjul and Bissau. It is about the farmers, traders, artists, and innovators who believe in a future where West Africa stands united in strength, stability, and shared prosperity. This Golden Jubilee is more than a commemoration of time. It is a testament to the resilience, cooperation, and shared aspirations of West African nations. For a year-long series of events in other member states of the ECOWAS region. West Africa is looking up to Ghana, and Ghana is definitely ready to lead this celebration with pride, purpose, and excellence. And together, as one people, we shall reaffirm our unshakable commitment to a stronger, more united ECOWAS. I thank you very much. I shall now take your questions.
Here in Ghana. So because we are talking about ECOWAS, I would like to focus on the future of bilateral relations between Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire, especially in the situation of former Prime Minister of Côte d'Ivoire, Mr. Soro. My question being, is welcoming a person wanted by Côte d'Ivoire in Ghana's soil not going to damage the diplomatic relations with Côte d'Ivoire, in your opinion? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My name is Atameza from Ghana News Agency. I want to find out the number of heads of state that will attend the lunch, and then the common currency for ECOWAS. How far? If you can update us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Godwin Asidba. I work with Media General. My question has to do with a story we have been working on for close to a year now, and it has to do with some 14 Ghanaian men who are stuck at the front line of the war in Russia. Some of them have died, others are also hoping that they would be able to return home, but their passports have been confiscated. I would want to know if this has been if you are aware about this particular situation, and possibly what can be done about it. Thank you.
I'll start with our friend Victor's questions about relations with Côte d'Ivoire following the recent visit of Gulam Soro to Ghana. I must place on record that the visit of Gulam Soro was a private visit. He was not invited by Ghana. I did carry out some checks after my attention was drawn to his social media posts that I think he paid a visit to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, and he put out a post from there that he was on some pilgrimage in Ghana. My checks with officials indicate that it is a private visit, and we have had engagements with our counterparts in Côte d'Ivoire, and they are perfectly fine with his private visit, to the extent that we did not invite him, and it is not an official engagement. We do not expect that the visit of Soro to Ghana will mar our very cordial diplomatic ties with Côte d'Ivoire. So that's how I respond to that. Then Mr. Atamensen wanted to know the number of heads of states expected. As I did indicate, all ECOWAS heads of state have been invited for this event, including heads of states of the AES countries. You do know that because of the divorce from ECOWAS, it requires the host president to be solely responsible for that invitation. So they will come as hosts of the Ghanaian president because of the divorce. But in the spirit of goodwill and seeking to foster reunification, which we hope that will be achieved in the shortest possible time. All sides, when President Mahama discussed with his colleagues that he wanted to invite the AES heads of state, he did not face any opposition or resistance, which is really a good sign that there is that genuine commitment and desire for ECOWAS to be fully reintegrated. And those of you who followed President Mahama's state visits to these AES countries, you recall that they did indicate that if ECOWAS will recognize their bloc, the AES bloc, and will not mind inviting them as a bloc, not as individual countries, then they were open to the idea. So President Mahama has briefed the chair of ECOWAS, President Tinubu, as you do know, following the shuttle diplomacy. And President Tinubu has said that at the next ECOWAS Heads of State Summit, President Mahama will be given the floor to present a detailed report of his engagements, so that some of these considerations and the concessions which I imagine will be discussed by heads of state. You need also to recall that during this launch, there will be the extraordinary meeting of ministers to discuss the same matter, and a report will be presented to the heads of state. So you can see a flurry of efforts to get our good neighbors to return to the fold, even if they'll return under a different guise, under a different format. What is important is that we are so interlinked, we are so intertwined, we are one people, we have common ethnic groups, a common culture, common heritage. There's so much that that binds us together, than those artificial boundaries, as you know, which were boundaries not created by us. So we are very confident that we will see a reunited ECOWAS. Then on the other question of the common currency, the vision is alive. It has not been abandoned. It's not been deserted. The challenge is with finding a common platform to converge. But to the extent that the preliminary structures have been done, and there is also that political will, I would say that let us keep hope alive, and that in the shortest possible time we shall have a common currency. Not only a common currency, but a common standby force and common institutions that would help in helping us attain full integration, including a common central bank and all of those ideals that our founding fathers committed to when the organization was born in 1975. Then our friend from Media General is following up on the 14 Ghanaians, you say, who are caught up on the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war. We did see that publication, which was like a distress video that went viral, and we asked our mission in Moscow to report. I must say that it's been very difficult for our colleagues in Moscow to really identify these people, locate them, and to know exactly where they are. We didn't stop there. We invited the Russian ambassador in Accra for a discussion on this matter, and he has also asked for details. He says that his embassy and his government is not aware of this situation. It didn't go through formal channels. From our preliminary investigations, it does appear that there are some private recruitment agencies who promise people jobs in Russia or Ukraine, and then unknown to these young people who are looking for decent work, who are not soldiers or warriors or vigilantes who did not set out to go to war, are then lured to the battlefront if those reports are to be confirmed. But I can assure you that we continue to look into this matter. We've told the authorities to pursue this, and we would want to use this opportunity to reach out to the Ghanaian populace. If you do have any relative, any son, any loved one who you believe is been lured to the front lines, please, let's have the details. So far, nobody has been forthcoming to give us details, concrete details so that we can really pursue this matter. Apart from that video which emerged shortly online and disappeared, and we have not heard of the incident again. We don't know where these people are. Information has really been scanty and difficult to come by. So this is an opportunity to ask the Ghanaian people if they do have relatives who they believe are on the front lines or who have spoken to them from the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war, to make contact with the Foreign Ministry and will be willing to assist in helping to rescue them and bring them back to safety. So thank you very much.
For CTFM and Channel 1 TV. Honorable Minister, what's the status of our brothers who are currently in the US facing deportation? We want to get some updates on that. Now that even I think the restrictions have been relaxed a bit, where they are asking them to register and they'll be financed in a way to come back home. What's the procedure? How many people are we expecting to come back home? Thank you.
Mr. Minister, my name is Yao Malet. I represent the Shapai Media. We are the publishers of the Ghana Official Handbook, co-publishers with the ISD and the different newspaper. You did mention the launch and the planning committee is here. Is there going to be any particular or detailed program for Ghana, as it will be a year-long celebration? I want to know.
Following up on Mr. Malet's question, what was conspicuously missing from the minister's, honorable minister's presentation is arrangements for media. We would like to know the detailed arrangements for our coverage, who is going to be the media liaison, etc., so that we aren't stranded. Thank you.
Washington has not changed. We are still looking at roughly at about 160 Ghanaians on the deportation list. That number has not increased, and the deportations are going on. We decided on humanitarian and human rights grounds not to publicize the deportation. So when they arrive, our team welcomes them. We help them with integration and returning to their families. And we're working with other partners, NADMO, the Ministry of Interior, the IOM, and we are doing all of that quietly because it's important to respect the dignity of our fellow compatriots and not to subject them to media coverage and publicity that will injure their reputation and their ability to integrate, find work, and get their lives back. So that is going on, and we can provide updates anytime you want that. So moving from Fred, Mr. Mallet is asking about other programs. Yes, apart from the launch, there will be other events. Ghana is also built to host a youth dialogue where about 1,000 young people from across the sub-region will converge here to have a dialogue on the future of ECOWAS, the ECOWAS they want for the next 50 years. So that youth dialogue is being organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Empowerment. So youth development and empowerment. And so I will say that in the course of time, details of these other programs, including a marathon, which will be held, an ECOWAS at 50 marathon, will provide details as and when the planning is concluded and the dates are confirmed. Then media arrangements. We did put out a notice that this is open to all members of the media, and so you can seek your accreditation. So there's a portal which is active, and our director for IPAB is here. If you need any clarifications, you can see her, Madam Baba, please. Yes, so journalists who have not yet receive the accreditation, you can contact her and our ISD colleagues. They'll help you with the accreditation process. So it's open to all media houses, both local and international media. We are not leaving out any media. And the launch itself, we have already sent out invitations, and we expect that as many of you who are able to carry the launch event live should be encouraged to do that. So I think I'm done. Thank you very much.
Sincere thanks to the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration for that impressive briefing and the thorough clarifications provided to the questions that members of the media had. I thank all of you for coming. See you next time.